You might have seen the news recently that the president pardoned two turkeys, Gobble and Waddle, a holiday tradition that is actually somewhat convoluted. One story says that the first turkey sent to the White House for dinner only to be granted a reprieve was a bird named Jack, who by legend was saved by President Lincoln in 1863 at the request of his son Tad. Modern historians, however, have come to question the story, which seems only to have been recounted after Lincoln's death and may be as apocryphal as the story of Washington and the cherry tree. Actually, while there is a long tradition of gifting turkeys to the executive, mostly as advertising for the farmers, they were, for the most part, eaten until President Kennedy, who presented with a prize bird by the National Turkey Federation in 1963, decided to keep the bird alive rather than make a meal of him, saying, let's keep him going. Thereafter, the annual White House turkey has been sent to a farm rather than to a broiler, although the official pardoning ceremony didn't begin until the administration of President George H. Bush in 1989. But there is another example of a Thanksgiving reprieve for a White House dinner. According to the Library of Congress, in 1926, some supporters of President Coolidge from Mississippi sent the president a live raccoon so that the first family could kill and eat it for Thanksgiving dinner. Raccoon was actually a rural staple food at the time, with a taste often described as similar to a combination of dark meat chicken and suckling pig. But President Coolidge and his wife Grace apparently weren't aficionados of raccoon supper and instead adopted the animal as an official White House pet. This was not all that unusual for the animal loving Coolidges, who had among their pets a pair of lions named Tax Reduction and Budget Bureau and a pygmy hippopotamus named William Johnson, who was such a zoolothario that virtually every pygmy hippo in America is his descendant. Mrs. Coolidge named the raccoon Rebecca, and unlike Gobble and Waddle, she was not sent to a zoo but kept at the White House, where she garnered regular attention from the press for her antics. When the Coolidges vacated the White House, Rebecca was donated to the Zoological Gardens at Rock Creek Park, now the National Zoo.